Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, back with another figure review. This time, the much anticipated Marvel Hulk Legends Fang Foom Build-A-Figure. Now, of course, this is the biggest selling point that the Marvel Hulk Legends had, is that it was going away from what Hasbro had been doing with those crappy little Build-A-Figures, and going back to what really started the whole trend of big Build-A-Figure. Now, Fang Foom is actually the tallest one they've made. Now, Galactus is about up to here on him, you won't be able to tell. And Sentinel is almost as tall as him, but what actually gives him a little notch on Sentinel is his horns. Now, I know he's not in frame, and I have to apologize for that. And for the people who have been still complaining about my quality, even though I have the camera stable, might be getting a new camera soon, so that's something to look forward to. But, he's really big. So big that I can't get him in frame. If you want a comparison real quick, let's put Doc Samson up here, as you can see there, and panning out. So yeah. Okay, a little bit about Fang Foom. Fang Foom is actually an alien from the planet Arana Thanataria or something along that line. He appeared in Marvel's Age of the books where every month you just have a random monster, and that's where Fang Foom came from. He didn't show up in anybody's book in the first place. Now, Fang Foom's home planet basically sent this group of people out to conquer other planets, and they all looked like dragons, but they were shapeshifters. So the majority of them shifted their shape and kind of went in to infiltrate human lives. Fang Foom, being the navigator, actually made them end up crashing on Earth. Is another one of the stories, is that he made them crash, so he wasn't very good at his job. Was basically chosen to stay behind and stay asleep under the power of a special herb. He woke up later, and that's really where the whole, in supposedly feudal China, and that's where the whole idea of dragons comes from. He was put back to sleep, and he gets woken up periodically to fight modern-day superheroes. So, you know, obviously he was appeared in Hulk a few times, but I always really considered him more of an Iron Man villain, personally. I saw him a lot more reading Iron Man than I ever did Hulk. But on to the actual figure. Now, as I've already said, this guy is gigantic. The wings have a ball and socket joint, but if you put too much pressure on them, they're going to come off. Now, you can pop them right back in, so it's not a big deal, but I would have liked to see a little better connection there. Okay, all the scales are rigid, raised against your hand. Really nice. Okay, arm articulation. He rotates, bicep joint, elbow joint, and the same deal with the wrist as with the rest of the Hulk figures, although a lot stiffer. Okay. Fix his arm real quick. His tail does rotate at the tip, and it can spin around, but it really only looks right there. That's the only place the scales match up. Okay, so he has a torso joint actually, but it's really pointless seeing as you really can't pose him any other way. Okay, head articulation. Let's see if I can. Might have to hold the camera for this one. It of course spins, swivels, and his jaw opens. So yeah. Oh, and his leg articulation. Let me put the camera down for that one. Sorry for the whole shaky camera movement. Leg articulation is very lacking. You can basically rotate. The knee joints are there, but it basically just allows you to put the leg further back. Same type of foot joint. Yeah, so overall, Fang Foom's main posability is in his arms, wings, neck, and mouth, which I'm going to close. Okay, so, I didn't really go over what he can do. He actually has telepathic powers. He can fly at supersonic speeds. He's strong enough to actually hurt Hulk and Thor, which he's done before. He has an acidic breath as well as breathe fire. So overall, the good and the bad about this figure. Good. He's huge. I mean, really. This is what a Build-A-Figure should be. You know, this is a great idea. This is what the Build-A-Figures need to be. I don't know how big Holocaust is, but here lately, Hasbro has really dropped the ball on these figures. I mean, Blob, come on. Who wanted... I mean, Blob's a figure I guess a lot of X-Men fans wanted. But as a Build-A-Figure, no. That did not make me have any desire to finish the line. So yeah, that's a very good quality. Detail's great. Okay, the bad, what there is, some of the articulation could have been better. Technically, Fin Fang Foom should be wearing purple pants, actually. That's actually a running joke in the Marvel Universe. They've since taken the pants off, but when he first appeared, and for some years after, he did have purple pants on. Now, this is, of course, ridiculously stupid, and I'm glad they didn't put him on this figure. But a lot of fanboys have been complaining that they missed the pants off of him. But I don't. I think it's still, a good thing that they left him off. Okay, another bad thing is to get this figure, you have to buy all the Hulk Legends. Now, you're about to get a quick review of all those. I did not. The Hulk Legends line, while it did have this Build-A-Figure, it wasn't worth the $15 a piece. Now, you can get Fin Fang Foom offline for about $70 with shipping. I would get him for $70. Now, that's a lot to fork out for a figure, I will admit, but the Sentinel goes for the same price, Galactus goes for around $60. And seeing as this guy's already up to Sentinel price, not even being out that long, he's only going to go up over time. So if you really want him, get him now. So this is JoeTrain987. I would give Fin Fang Foom a very positive 9 out of 10. The price is a little steep. He doesn't have his shorts, so on and so forth. But let's set him to the side and do a quick review of these Hulk figures. Okay. She-Hulk, figure 1. I gave her a 6.5. Now, I didn't like the fact that her head pops off, and, well, she just wasn't a very nice figure. Having her on the show, she falls over a lot more than I would like. I'd actually probably bump her down to a 6 or maybe a 5.5 now. I do not recommend her. Okay, figure 2, Wendigo. Now, I like this guy for the fact that he was a real Native American legend. Really liked him. But the figure was a little stiff in the articulation. It could have used some polishing off. I gave him a 7.5, but I still think that's a fair score. And he was one of the ones that were kind of worth buying if you were a fan, but skip over him if you've never heard of him. Figure 3, End Hulk. Arguably one of the best in this series. Articulation's great, detail's great, comes from a very lesser known Hulk story. Loved him, recommend him. He got an 8.5 out of 10. That score still stands. Okay, and figure 4, Scar. Once again, one of the better ones out of the line. A little lesser known Hulk figure. I gave him a 8. I still think he deserves that score. He's still a very nice figure, and I still like him. Okay, and figure 5, King Hulk. Probably my personal favorite out of the Hulk line for the simple fact that he is also a World War Hulk. I loved him. I gave him a 8. I did think some of his articulation was lacking, but I thought he had a great presentation, and he held his accessories well. Okay, and then there was Absorbing Man, which is right here. Like the detail, thought the $15 price tag was much too steep on this one figure. Gave him a 7.5. Still liked him, just a little too much. Doc Samson. Wasn't crazy about him. Gave him a 7. Average. $15 is too much to pay for him. And of course, Savage Grey Hulk. Gave him a 7.5. Poor paint job, but a very nice posing, some very nice posability is what I mean to say. So overall, I paid $150 for the Fin Fang Foom San Diego Comic Con case. Should you? I wouldn't. Because the only ones I really recommend are End Hulk, King Hulk, and Scar. They're the only ones that are really, truly worth getting. Now, that doesn't mean don't get Fin Fang Foom. I'd still say, you could pay the $70 for him on his own, or buy King Hulk, End Hulk, and Scar, and then try to buy the pieces off eBay as they go. $15 a piece is ridiculous for a toy line. Now you can get the case for around $130. If you're a diehard Hulk fan, it's worth it, just for the fact you don't have to find them. But it's still, I wouldn't do it. So overall, I'm going to give the Marvel Hulk Legends line a 6, below average. Had a great Build-A-Figure. Speak of the devil. Had a great Build-A-Figure, but overall, other than that, had a ridiculous price range, and just had a varying ranges of quality in its figures. I mean, only being able to say I really like 3 out of a line with 8 figures is ridiculous. So the Hulk Legend lines gets a 6 out of 10, Fin Fang Foom gets a 9 out of 10, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.